and I will do it one more time only because it's necessary.
I'll just do it one more time. One last time.
I've got receipts on receipts.
Apparently he's got a record longer than mine. It's long.
So let's run the list of all the dumb shit Ja Morant has done in just the last 3 years. This started back in 2022 in May. He got into a Twitter argument with some fan, said, how about you see how these hollows feel? Obviously referring to hollow point bullets, a kind of slight death threat to a fan. It was deleted. It wasn't considered a big deal. We moved on. Then that summer, he got into a fight at the mall. His mom got into some beef with some Finish Line employee and called Ja to, quote, handle it. He brought himself and 8 other dudes. They raised all sorts of hell in that mall. One of them apparently shoved the head of mall security. A police report was filed. Then just a few months later, his sister gets into a fight at a volleyball game. She calls Ja. He brings the entourage once again. They storm the gym. They started threatening teenagers. One teenager said, I got the phone broken and slapped out of my hand. The police came, but this time there was no arrest. But again, more drama. Then his dad decides to jump in. January 2023, his dad T starts an argument with Shannon Sharp at a game, and then they almost got into it. Again, players had to be restrained. That became a viral moment for all the wrong reasons. Then just a few days later, 9 days later, a game in Indiana, there's some sort of beef, and then Pacers staff said Ja Morant and his buddies in his car flashed a red dot that was, possibly from a gun. I don't know what else it could be from. Allegedly pointed a red dot at the team bus. League was not able to confirm it was a weapon, but they did confirm there was a confrontation and, quote, aggressive behavior. One of the guys who was accused of actually maybe being the pointer was his friend Devontae Pack. He got banned from the FedEx Forum for a year, and rather than understand maybe I need to move on in my friendships, Ja doubled down on it and still kept him close and pointed pictures afterwards of them together as almost to kind of give a middle finger to anyone said, hey, maybe you should watch the company you keep. Then the first gun video. We're just leading up to the first gun video, March 2023, Instagram Live, Denver strip club. Ja decides to flash a pistol on his camera while shirtless and dancing around at some strip club in Colorado. Team suspends him, and of course, afterwards, he tries to say all the right things and, I'm working on myself. Well, apparently it didn't work because just 2 months later, 2 months later, again, in his friend's car, another Instagram Live, another gun. This time, even the Grizzlies had enough. They suspended him indefinitely. The NBA dropped a 25-game ban. And you just really are just starting to wonder, is this kid ever going to get it? Nope. Well, even after counseling, after suspensions, after welfare checks, after he went to some sort of rehab, short counseling stint, he went on and said, I'm doing better. Then just a few days or moments after that, he posted love ya bye on Twitter, which caused a welfare check to his home. Powerade decided to freeze their new campaign with him. Nike quietly pulled the Ja 1, although the Jaws are back. And after that, he kind of calms down, and then the first thing he does at the end of last year, if y'all remember, he wants to bring back the gun references, so after every time he made a three-pointer, he kept doing finger guns, gun gestures, and finger gun celebrations. He gets warned about it. Rather than listen, the very next game, does it again, gets fined $75,000. Then after that, in more defiance, he decides, okay, well, I won't do a gun gesture. Instead, I'll pretend to throw a grenade, and the whole time still pretend like I don't understand what the problem is, I don't get what's going on, blah, blah, blah. All leading to the most recent one now, where he gets in a fight with his coach after the loss, publicly goes out and blames the coaching staff, gets hit with another suspension for conduct detrimental to the team, and behind the scenes, they are saying things have really just shattered, and we may have to worry about trading this dude. He has become a huge headache and a huge frustration.
Let me see. What else could we pile on? Is there any more we could pile on to the top?
God damn, man, that's a long list, dude. That's a lot. There's a lot of things to happen, and every few months, a new headline, a new excuse, and the same unlearned lessons. This is repetition. So I don't want people to say I'm a hater or whatever you want to call me or try to shoot the messenger, and I will reiterate, I said this in a previous podcast, this comes from experience as someone who has been to rehab, and yes, I have had to go to a rehab. You get there, and if you're ready and you're trying to get better, you learn who's not real quick. And a lot of them are a lot of times really good people. I will not say everyone who did not succeed at the rehab I was at had a overall moral problem or issue. They just weren't ready, or they were bullshitting. They just couldn't hear the music. Sometimes people aren't ready to hear the music, and you can just recognize it when you see it.
You cannot hear Jimmy.
And I see it in Ja Morant, and one of the biggest problems is that he hasn't hit bottom. And I don't know when he's going to hit bottom. How does Ja Morant hit bottom when he's clearly going to be traded possibly to a better situation, and he will be welcomed with open arms just like they did with Allen Iverson? His only chance of actually getting a title at this point, 7 years in, 27-ish years old, he's going to have to be second in command somewhere. So if anybody takes him on, I do think you can win a title with Ja Morant, but he's going to have to luck into a situation like other problem but talented guys did, where he will be next to an actual alpha, a Kobe, a Michael Jordan, a Dwayne Wade. This worked wonders for guys like Dennis Rodman, Ron Artest when he had Kobe. You think of White Chocolate Jason Williams moving on and finally calming down and playing next to Dwayne Wade. Draymond Green continually with Steph Curry right now. You can be second in command, but you can't be first. You can't be your franchise leader. Ja Morant has no business trying to run a team or a franchise. You can like the dude. You can say he's overall a really cool guy. You can give me some personal story. You can buy his jersey, but you can't lie to yourself. This dude is who he is.
I is what I is, and I'm not changing.
The craziest part about that list, it's only been 3 years. All that shit I just said was in 3 years. Let that sink in. That was not that long ago. Elon had already bought Twitter 3 years ago. Doja Cat was already a thing 3 years ago. Marvel movies were already falling off a cliff. In just that short amount of time, this dude has gone from being an MVP candidate, possible face of the future, to just the face of frustration. It's not about one gun. It's not about one gesture. It's about a guy who thinks his highlight reels outrun his habits, or as I like to say it, when the chicken shit outweighs the chicken, get rid of the chicken. He says he's lost his joy. I believe him. This is what happens when no one can tell you anything and you lose direction and you can't get any guidance. Allen Iverson had the same defiance. Uber talented, beloved, untouchable, but in the end, a cautionary tale. Last thing I'll say on this, the actual long-term winners and where he could have gone and he will never get, and will be one of these, again, coulda, woulda, shouldas. Instead of being the Bradys, Jordans, Kobes, Magics, Bird, Tigers, Montanas, long-term winners, who I'll admit a lot of those have way bigger issues, either off the court, off the field, than Ja has ever had. They still carried themselves much more serious with a more tone of accountability, all the things that he just doesn't. You just can't rely on him as your top dog to win a title. He just will never take himself seriously the way Jordan, Kobe, Brady, Magic, Bird ever did. Don't expect it. He is who he is. So if you want to trade for him, good. Just know this dude's never going to get it. He's never going to change. We're 27 yeyears old. We're 7 years in. He is who he is. Oh, that's not fair. Dude, 20-something things in 3 years. I'm supposed to try to pretend it's not a... Oh, Lord.
Tricky Guy Sports.
Full episode online now. Click the link below. I dare you.